Well, good morning, friends. It's Crazy Cheap Chick. And in a moment, I'm going to take you inside and show you the groceries I found this week. Lots of clearance foods. I'll talk about how I'm going to take those clearance foods and turn them into delicious meals that save me a lot of money. I'll show you the couple of things I found at Goodwill this week. But what I think is really important in this video is at the end, I'm going to tell you ways to save money by not paying twice for certain services. A lot of us inadvertently do that, and so I'm going to point out a couple of things you may be paying for that you don't need to. So hang on. I actually went to 2 Dillon stores today in order to find as many bargains as I could. I spent $78.4 at one, $23.14 at the other, so that brought me in at $101.18. Let me show you what I got. I always start with the full price stuff. These orange chicken flavor noodles were 99 cents. The cilantro was 69 cents. Mandarin oranges were $1.59. Sweet potatoes were $3.05. The sausage was full price, but I had a $2 off coupon, so it was $3.49, but it rang up for $1.49. These dates were full price at $4.39, and the bananas were full price at 49 cents a pound. I think they rang up for $1.10. Now I'm going to show you what I got on sale. These mini peppers were on sale for $2.49. This Rana spinach and ricotta ravioli was $5. These peaches were $1.75. These strawberries were $1.88 a package. Oh, actually, these were full price. These tomatoes were $4.99 each. I thought they were on sale for $2.99, so I'm going to have to contact the store about that. Cottage cheese was $2. The butter was $2.99, and you could get up to 5. I just got 3. Chicken was on sale for $2.99 a pound, so this package was $5.56. Asparagus was on sale. This package was $1.81. This one was $1.84. It was $1.77 a pound. Everything else is clearance. I do have a cat. It's mostly an outside cat. And so we do put her up at night because of the coyotes, and this was on sale for $4.92. Everything else is clearance. I got this Starbucks coffee. It was marked down to $2.50 a package. This is normally $9.99. And I normally just buy the store brand coffee, but even it is $7.99. So this ended up being less expensive. And coffee is probably going to remain high because they had a really bad growing season in 2 of the places where a lot of coffee is grown, Brazil, and I think it's Vietnam. I got these mushrooms for $1.01. The Caesar dressing was $2.75. This chicken broth was 50 cents. Big container of Frosted Flakes cereal for $1.68. Kale for $1.40. This pad thai kit, family size, $2.83. Anything in the red net bag is 99 cents, so 3 cucumbers for 99 cents. Some spinach for $1.35. Some cream marked down to $3.24, and some buttermilk marked down to $1.53. Ranch dressing mix, 39 cents. It's not as good as Hidden Valley, but it'll do. And this dressing, lemon basil for $2.45. This actually had a coupon attached to it for $1.50 off, so it really was less than that. This melon, 99 cents. These Yukon Gold potatoes, 99 cents. This steak, $5.61. Some chobani, 81 cents each. I got 2 of those. I had a coupon for this naan, so even though it's $1.84, it rang up $1.09. And then I got a bigger package. It was marked down to $1.76. Bunch of baby carrots marked down to 63 cents, and carrots last forever. And then 2 bags of onions in the red net bag. So 99 cents for this bag and 99 cents for that bag. Then I ran over to Aldi's and I spent $30.16 there. So pre-tax I came in $131.34. Mom's staying here this week, so it's really 3 adults. That works out to about, what, $44 a person. I don't think that's too bad, but let me show you what I got at Aldi's. I got 3 avocados, 89 cents each, a bag of lemons for $2.89, some peas for 97 cents, some corn for 97 cents, Brussels sprouts for $2.29, some tricolor legume rice for $1.59, some risotto for $1.69, this buttered chickpea and vegetables with sweet potatoes and spinach, $2.85. Plant-based pad thai with noodles, $2.99. This orange sauce for $2.19. Strawberry preserves for $2.19. I just wanted to try this. It's kind of expensive, but it's a prebiotic soda, $1.79. And some sweet mustard for $1.49. So that was the 30-some bucks at Aldi's. So what are we gonna eat this week? A lot of times breakfast for me is just coffee and cream. Sometimes I'll throw in a little fruit. If I'm really, really hungry, maybe a little cereal and fruit, or sometimes some yogurt with a little bit of granola or fruit on top. And tonight I'm gonna make this ravioli. I'm gonna put some sausage with it and mushrooms, make my own sauce, and I'm gonna have a side salad with kale, but also I'm gonna make some Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna have this pad thai. And really, this chicken is enough for 2 meals. So one night, the chicken will go in the pad thai. And then one night, I think I'm gonna make some orange chicken and put these noodles with it with maybe some asparagus. I'm also gonna try to make a new dish that I made up in my mind. I'm gonna call it butter chicken pizza. So I'm gonna use this naan as my crust and then put a sauce on it with chicken and olives, kind of a Mediterranean style pizza, probably with a side salad of kale or spinach. Are there some processed foods in here? Yeah, of course there are. Yes, there are processed foods in here. I aim for eating 75% good. I used to say 90, but all the time I felt like I wasn't hitting that goal, and it was kind of discouraging, so I thought, I'm gonna lower the goal. So now I think I do eat 75% good. I always try to eat 7 vegetables and 2 different fruit a day. I only bought 2 things at Goodwill today, 2 shirts, and each of them were $4.99 with the senior discount. This salmon colored one, I really like it. It's great length, really like the color. It's Chico's. And the other one is just kind of a blue print, and it's a Talbot's. Well, friends, today I want to share some information with you that will hopefully save you even more money. Now, if you watch my videos, you know that I pay for a lot of our vacations by using credit card points. I play that game, and that's what it is, a game. But don't play that game unless you're super organized. You will shoot yourself in the foot. In fact, my accountant, when I was explaining everything I do to him, he said, I'd rather try to date 2 women than do what you do. Anyway, this summer, we are going to go to Great Britain. We're going to go to London, and then we're going to go on up to Glasgow. And some very good friends are going with us, and we are going to use points to pay for a lot of that. Well, I had a card that I use a lot, but there were a lot of new offers on cards that were offering, 60,000, 75,000, 100,000 points. And there was one card in particular that I really wanted to take advantage of their points, but I already had that card. So I called the credit card company and I say, it just kind of seems unfair. I've had this card forever, but you have all these new offers with all these points, and I'd like to take advantage of that. And the gal said, well, you've had it longer than 4 years. Why don't you cancel it and just reapply? And I'm like, you can do that? And she said, yeah, just cancel the card you have, reapply, and you'll get the however many points the offer is. And she said, you'll have to wait about a month in between. You can't do it immediately. And so that's what I did. I canceled the card. And then about a month later, I reapplied and I got all the points. Now, I already had a lot of points on the other card and I'm going to have to combine them all. But these points are what will pay for my airfare. We got the card and it came with this guide to benefits. And John Wayne goes, "Do you want to read this?" And I said, "Actually, yes, I do want to read it." I'm not going to cover each and every little benefit of this card because they are numerous, and each and every benefit has restrictions and limits. And I don't want to go into all of that. Really, what I want to cover is the 3 or 4 things that you may be paying for already that you don't need to pay for because you're probably covered under a credit card. Check it out. So always remember, I am not an attorney, so don't rely on me for legal advice. But do read your guide to benefits and see what's covered under your credit card that you have. Now, one thing that this Chase Sapphire Preferred has is auto rental coverage. And the way I read it is it covers damages up to $60,000 theft or collision to the rental car. I don't believe it would cover the damage to another car that you hit. And that's probably the same coverage you're getting when you sign up for it at the rental car company and paying for it. But why pay for it if you're already covered under your credit card? And sometimes that daily coverage can be fairly expensive. Now, there were some exclusions, like it didn't cover exotic cars that cost more than $125,000. And if you signed up for the rental car coverage, then that null and voided the coverage that they offer. So keep that in mind. Now, this was one of the more exciting benefits they had that I really wasn't aware they offered. They have extended warranty protection. So it said you must charge all or portion of a cost of items to that credit card, but if you do, it extends the manufacturer's warranty by 1 year. 1 year additional coverage if you pay for part of the item on your card. You don't even have to charge all of it, the way that I read it. And it extends the original manufacturer's repair warranty by 1 additional year, up to $10,000 with a maximum of $50,000. And they get to decide whether to repair or replace the item. Now, I never buy the extended service plan. I don't think it's a good deal, and you're paying for it. With this, you're not paying for it. It's included with your card. It's free. So why would you buy an extended service plan if you just bought the item with your card? It's included. Another thing they offered that I didn't know they offered is you can store the itemized sale receipt and all the warranty information that comes with the product online on their website. Now, I don't know how many times I've had something break and I'm trying to find the original receipt. I'm trying to find out what the warranty was. I could have just been storing it on their website, and it would make it so much easier to file a claim with the credit card as well if it was already stored on their website. So you already may have an extended warranty on products through your credit card. Check. And if you do, why do you need to purchase that extended service plan? One exclusion on the extended warranty protection was it didn't cover anything motorized, like a boat, a ski-doo, a motorcycle, a car, or I think it said travel trailers. So that will not extend your extended warranty on those. It's talking more like if you go out and buy a new furniture set, or you buy a refrigerator, or you buy a new laptop, those things would probably be covered the way I read it, but certain things are not covered. Here's another benefit that my credit card offers I didn't know it offered: purchase protection. So let's say I go out and buy a new laptop. If it is paid for with this particular credit card, it has to be put on the credit card, and it's stolen within 120 days, then they will reimburse me. So anything you buy is covered for 120 days against theft or damage. Something else this card covers is roadside assistance, and it is as simple as calling a 1-800 number, just like you do with AAA. Now, what it covers on my card on the credit card is standard towing up to 5 miles, a tire change, battery assistance, I assume they mean a jump start, lockout service, so if you lock your keys in your car, fuel delivery, or standard winching, so you get stuck. Now, that's all free, included with my credit card. Now, let's say I wanted to buy AAA. AAA for a 1-year membership costs $68. And how far will they tow you? 5 miles. So basically, my card offers the exact same thing as the very basic plan on AAA. Now, AAA does have other plans. They have Classic Plus that costs $108 a year and will tow you up to 100 miles, or Premier, which costs $138 a year and will tow you up to 200 miles. But if you're paying $68 a year for AAA, why? It may be covered on your credit card for free. So I don't need to pay $68 a year. I can just call the 1-800 number on my credit card. Now I'm going to deviate for just a second to tell my AAA story. A few years ago, a friend and I were traveling on a gravel road and we got a flat tire. And we were able to limp into town, but the tire needed changed and we had basically destroyed the tire by driving on it. Anyway, I called AAA, and this was their very first thing they said to me. Look around and see if there's someone you can ask to change the tire for you. And I almost came unglued. I'm like, that's why I pay for this service, so I don't have to approach strange men and ask them to change tires for me. And I am way past the point of being young and sexy enough to convince a guy to change a tire for me. But now, another benefit on this card that I didn't know about was there's travel accident insurance. Now, every time I watch the news, I see a plane spiraling out of the sky or crashing into another plane. Apparently, if I died in such an incident, my heirs could file a claim, and if it's a common carrier travel accident, they could get up to $500,000 for me. It's basically a life insurance that's included on my card if I die in a travel-related accident, such as a plane crash or a boat sinks or a train derails. Another benefit is trip cancellation interruption. Now this, I really wish I knew about. When my dad was sick in the hospital, I came this close to canceling that cruise because I was so worried about him. Even though he was on the mend and doing better, I still felt bad leaving him, even though he was saying, I'll be fine, go. Well, according to these benefits, if I had paid for that trip with my credit card in full or even in part, there were a lot of things that would have triggered the trip cancellation or interruption insurance, and one of them was a family member in the hospital with a life-threatening condition. So when you get a new credit card, or if you already have a credit card, go back and read all the benefits you have. You may be paying for things you don't need to be paying for. You may not need that rental car coverage every time you rent a car. It may be covered under your credit card if you pay for it with that credit card. Nothing irritates me more than when I go through a checkout stand and I buy something that costs maybe $100, like a new blender. And they say, would you like to pay $7 more for an extended service plan on this product? I always say no. But in this case, if I bought that $100 blender, kept the receipt, and it quit working within whatever the manufacturer's warranty is plus 1 year, I could get it covered through my credit card. I never knew that. So I'm going to start keeping the receipts for everything I buy, uploading it to this company's website. I remember one time we bought, I think it was a water heater, and it failed fairly quickly. And I thought, man, this has got to be covered by the extended service warranty on this product. And I had kept the receipt. I went and looked it up. I looked up what the warranty was. It was expired by less than 1 month, and they would not cover it. So these companies know exactly the time frame things are going to fail, and they cut it off right at that point. Now, I am going to put a link in the description to this video to this particular credit card. I'm not endorsing having credit cards. I never, ever carry a balance on a credit card. I never pay them interest. I pay it off in full every single month. I'm very organized, and I do it simply for the points. If you're interested, I think I get like 10,000 points if you sign up for the credit card through that link. I don't really care about that. I'm just sharing that information with you about this particular card. I signed up for it for the, whatever it was, 60, 75,000 points I got. And it comes with a nice little thing of having some additional benefits as well. But I do not advocate credit card debt at all. And as always, I like to finish my videos with funny little anecdotes from my life to give you a chuckle, because life is hard and laughing about it makes it slightly easier. And so this is a couple of funny things that happened to me this week. We had really horrible weather this winter. And a couple of weeks ago, it was really, really bad in, negative temperatures, even during the daytime. And even our gas bill was exceptionally high. And I had even asked John Wayne, why is our gas bill so high this month? And he's like, where have you been? It's like negative 20 during the daytime. Anyway, the weather was really severe this winter, much more so than it usually is in Kansas. And then we had like a 40-degree day, and I went outside and I'm like, it's so warm. And I was standing there with my face to the sun, and I'm just soaking it in. And I'm like, oh, this feels so good. I just love this weather. And John Wayne looks at me and he said, when you're in an abusive relationship, any little crumb feels like love. And it really made me laugh, because all winter long, we have been in a very abusive relationship with winter. Here's the second thing that happened that I thought was kind of funny. So every morning, John Wayne and I get up really early because we're old, and we sit around and drink coffee and talk. And just out of the blue, John Wayne looks at me very intently, and he said, out of everything I ever wanted in life and really pursued, you're the only thing that I ever got. I said, that's crazy. I said, you were a professional firefighter for over 20 years. That's a dream job for a lot of men. You drive a fancy truck. You started your own business. You're very successful there. You have 3 children. You have 7 grandkids. I'm like, you have gotten almost everything you pursued. And he's like, no, you're the only thing I really, really, really wanted that I pursued and got. And I said, that's either the sweetest, most romantic thing you have ever said to me, or 42 years later, I am just now figuring out that I married my stalker. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. As always, I super appreciate it. And I'm always amazed that anyone does watch them. And I'm actually thinking of adding a couple of more types of videos. I do travel videos. I know a lot of you aren't that interested in the travel videos, but they do make me money. Some of my travel videos are my most popular videos, and I get paid per view. So even if it doesn't result in subscribers, a lot of times I get views off those travel videos. Now, the ones that I'm thinking about adding, I've done a couple of test ones of cooking with the clearance foods I buy. I don't know how much interest there's going to be in those, but I do get asked a lot of times, you buy all these clearance foods, but what are you doing with them? So I'm kind of showing people what I'm doing with them. But what I really want to do, and I'm trying to convince John Wayne to do it, is I want to do a video series called Ask an Old Man. Most of my viewership is older ladies, over 50, 60 years old. And oftentimes there's things that we have questions about, like how much should it cost to replace my water heater? How often do I really need to change my oil? Do I really need new brakes? And so I want to do some videos where John Wayne asks common questions that maybe the rest of us don't know the answers to, but every old guy does. And so if that's something you think you would like, leave your question in the comments so I can show him the kinds of things people want to know. And I think I have convinced him to do one test one, and it'll be on car maintenance because he knows a lot about that because his dad owned a service station when he was growing up. And at one point in our life, he was a mechanic for all of the fire trucks on one of the fire departments that he worked for. So anyway, he knows a lot about vehicle maintenance, and he's agreed to do that one test video. But if you've got some burning question, leave it in the comments and I'll try to convince him to do a video on it. Anyway, if you got anything out of the video, as always, give me a like, comment, share, subscribe. All those things help me out and make me feel good. And try to keep your negative comments to a minimum. I am a real person, you know. Anyway, have a great week and I'll talk to you soon.